thrived smoothly, cooperating with the blood flame heavenly gate inside a quiet secret hall of the Jade Pure sect. Maju, who was betrayed by Hanju, is still detained. Thanks to Hanju's instructions, her cultivation wasn't neglected. Now her cultivation has reached the 8th level of the Golden Core realm. Maju frowned deeply, and between her eyebrows there was a trace of murderous aura. Break out and leave this place. Avenge the Emo family. What are you waiting for? Your clan brother Mafuchu is still waiting for your help. This strange voice kept echoing in Maju's ears, like a ghost bewitching her, causing her body to tremble slightly and her mind to lose focus. After a long while, Maju suddenly opened her eyes, suppressing fear with anger. Who are you? Get away! I don't want you. You don't represent me. Cough. Maju suddenly coughed out a mouthful of blood, gasping for air, sweat pouring down her pretty face. I clearly practiced the Emo family's ancestral techniques, but why does this technique cultivate demonic energy? The voice in her mind just now seemed like a demon, even claiming to be the family head. Could it be that the Emo family was really from a demonic path? Maju hesitated whether to rebuild her cultivation technique. That voice kept tempting her, seemingly intending to pass on the technique to her. If I were to rebuild, who knows how much time it would delay? She couldn't help but think of Hanju. Back then, I achieved foundation establishment before him, but now Hanju's cultivation is unbelievably high. I finally have hope of catching up to him, and I don't want to give up. In a dark canyon, Su Chi was meditating. Demonic energy swirled around him. He had discarded his previous techniques and started over with the Demon Lord's demonic cultivation. His cultivation was growing rapidly, and he unexpectedly resonated with the Demon Lord's demonic techniques, even surprising the Demon Lord himself. As a human, to achieve this is indeed beyond my comprehension. But what's going on recently? Have I hit a bottleneck in my cultivation? The Demon Lord was very satisfied with Su Chi's cultivation, but dissatisfied with himself. My cultivation is always disturbed by inner demons. I haven't been able to properly cultivate. It's so annoying. He stood up and said, "You just stay here and cultivate diligently. This place is protected by a formation I've set up. No one will dare to disturb you." Su Chi opened his eyes, asking with confusion, "Where are you going?" "I'm going out for a walk to slaughter a few sects to ease my mind." With those words, the Demon Lord transformed into a wisp of demonic energy and dissipated on the spot. Su Chi hesitated. Should I take this chance to escape? Never mind. I should focus on my cultivation. The fact that the master hasn't taken action suggests he also wants me to take this opportunity to seriously cultivate in seclusion instead of always needing his intervention. Thinking this, Su Chi buoyed his spirits and continued his cultivation. In the same month, the Jade Pure sect welcomed a distinguished guest, the sect master of the formless sect, Enlightenment Eccentric. He asked Dong Wanxian to stay outside the Jade Pure sect's gate while he went in first, just in case something happens. It's good to have someone watching my back. As the sect leader, Li Qingzi had no choice but to come forward. The elders gathered at the gate as well, including Lu Bami and Leisure True Person. They thought Enlightenment Eccentric had come to seek revenge on them, but to their surprise, Enlightenment Eccentric was very polite, stating that his visit was to clear up a previous misunderstanding. Seeing he had no hostile intentions, Li Qingzi could only welcome him inside. I wonder where the Slayer God Elder of your sect is. I had a bit of a misunderstanding with him earlier, and I would like to visit him personally. A grudge with Elder Han. This statement truly surprised everyone. At that moment, Xiao Yao bowed and said, "The Slayer God Elder invites Enlightenment Eccentric to Ascetic Immortal Mountain for a talk." Li Qingzi said, "Since the Slayer God Elder has invited you, I will take you there." Enlightenment Eccentric smirked coldly. His purpose for the visit was far from simple. Soon, the two arrived at the base of Ascetic Immortal Mountain. Enlightenment Eccentric could feel the rich spiritual energy around. This is a good place for cultivation. What brings you here? Senior. Hanju suddenly appeared before them, standing with his hands behind his back. What a handsome man. Seeing Hanju for the first time, Enlightenment Eccentric was taken aback by his charm. In a flash, his expression changed to one of solemnity, his eyes revealing a murderous intent. "I've long heard of the Jade Pure sect Slayer God Elder and have come to visit. Also, I wish to resolve any grievances between us. Please have a seat, Senior." "What grievances exist between us?" Though Hanju spoke politely, he had already made up his mind. "This old turtle has entered the jar. Now let's not let him leave." Enlightenment Eccentric began. "Previously, I was unaware that Miss Shing was your cultivation partner, and I indeed offended. It was my mistake. Therefore, after the Jade Pure sect took over the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate, I did not continue to target you as a form of my apology." Hanju pretended to be puzzled. "Is that so? Then I thank fellow Taoist. Let's leave the past in the past." Hanju thought to himself, "In your life as well." Suddenly, the system notified. Enlightenment Eccentric's hatred towards you has increased to 5 stars. Damn, from 4 stars to 5 stars. You must really wish to tear me to pieces. Additionally, I have often been cursed over these years. Is that your doing, fellow Taoist? Hanju didn't dare to admit it aloud, but his hand holding the cup paused. "I am here to clear the air, asking fellow Taoist not to take your anger out on me anymore. I will no longer disturb Miss Shing, and our two sects can establish a friendly relationship." "A curse? I am an upright person. How could I engage in such despicable acts? Moreover, we have never met, so how could I curse you?" Hanju feigned innocence. This guy has something. Being able to guess it was me cursing him. Hanju thought, "No, this person cannot be left alive." Enlightenment Eccentric inwardly cursed Hanju's shamelessness. With so many coincidences, if it wasn't you, then who else could it be? At the same time, he was estimating Hanju's strength. Although Hanju was equipped with spiritual treasures, he didn't emit an aura that alarmed him. Should I take this chance to kill him? His refusal to admit it shows he fears me. Though he has many spiritual treasures, they pose no great threat. Even in a fight to the death, he couldn't kill me. With my 9 tribulations divine ability, as long as my primordial spirit exists, my body will never perish. He can't win a war of attrition. If I eliminate him, both the Jade Pure sect and the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate will fall into the hands of my formless sect. This thought in Enlightenment Eccentric's mind grew uncontrollably like wild grass. "Fellow Taoist, we don't need to pretend anymore. I'm not here to seek retribution." Enlightenment Eccentric said with a smile. The system again notified. Enlightenment Eccentric's hatred towards you has grown to 5.5 stars. Damn, it's still increasing. Enlightenment Eccentric's hatred could no longer be suppressed, and he instantly mobilized his entire spiritual power. Unknown to him, countless 6 paths ultimate seals had already shot towards Enlightenment Eccentric. Hanju's eyes were cold as he sipped some hot tea. Outside the cave dwelling, Li Qingzi, Sun Chanen, Yang Tiandong, and Chick were all waiting anxiously. Sun Chanen frowned and said, "Master dislikes being disturbed. This isn't breaking Master's rules, is it?" Li Qingzi looked somewhat embarrassed and helplessly said, "The sect master of the formless sect didn't forcefully enter Ascetic Immortal Mountain, which is quite respectful. I didn't have much choice." Suddenly, a loud bang erupted from the innate cave dwelling, shocking everyone. Chick transformed into a streak of black lightning, dragging Li Qingzi into the innate cave dwelling. Upon entering the cave, they saw Enlightenment Eccentric standing at the entrance. "Enlightenment Eccentric, what have you done to Elder Han?" Li Qingzi shouted angrily. "Don't attack. It's me." The 4 of them suddenly froze, recognizing Hanju's voice. "I've obliterated his primordial spirit. Now it's my split soul controlling his actions. We need to act quietly now. I'll take his body and leave. We mustn't let the formless sect discover it was us who killed him." Li Qingzi was panic-stricken. "Understood. I'll immediately start spreading the news that Enlightenment Eccentric has already left, eliminating Enlightenment Eccentric's primordial spirit in just 2 breaths." How strong is Elder Han exactly? In fact, Hanju had already simulated the battle 8 times before, finding that the simplest way to deal with Enlightenment Eccentric was to obliterate his primordial spirit with the 6 paths ultimate seal directly. There's no time to lose. Sect leader, you should act now. Considering everything, Hanju now has no formidable enemies. The Vermilion Bird is in the heavens, and the monster-taming demon sect is in the distant northern region. He doesn't know whose doorstep to leave Enlightenment Eccentric's body at. If all else fails, just pick a random demon clan to take the blame. At this time, Dong Wanxian and others, following orders, were still waiting outside the Jade Pure sect. Seeing Enlightenment Eccentric hastily leaving, Dong Wanxian immediately gave chase. Before his death, Enlightenment Eccentric's Union Realm spiritual power was untapped, and with Hanju's soul controlling, Enlightenment Eccentric's body was able to fly at full speed. Dong Wanxian couldn't keep up. To shake them off, Hanju went full throttle and whooshed away, disappearing without a trace. Half a month later, with the old monster's body's spiritual power nearly depleted, Hanju, controlling Enlightenment Eccentric, arrived in a deep mountain. He left clues that would cast suspicion on the disciples of the formless sect with the last bit of spiritual power before withdrawing his clone. Dong Wanxian, who had been following the trail, found that his master had entered the territory of the Green Python Great Sage, a figure they couldn't afford to provoke. Dong Wanxian flew on a sword, frowning as he discerned the direction of Enlightenment Eccentric. Suddenly, 2 figures appeared ahead, surprisingly Zhou Fan and Mafuchu. The 3 passed by each other, and for some reason, Zhou Fan and Dong Wanxian inexplicably turned their heads to look. Seeing each other, both parties felt an inexplicable palpitation, as if facing a natural enemy. Neither group lingered, each disappearing in opposite directions. Zhou Fan said to Mafuchu, "That guy just now annoyed me. I want to beat him up." Mafuchu responded, unamused, "Can you not be so impulsive? Following you, I've suffered so much. Don't you have any sense? We're just returning to the Jade Pure sect to visit old friends. Don't stir up trouble." Zhou Fan chuckled. "I really want to see the faces of those people in the Jade Pure sect when they see us, especially Hanju." Inside the innate cave dwelling, Hanju was checking Enlightenment Eccentric storage rings. This guy being the master of a sect really paid off, owning 4 storage rings. Hanju nearly drooled while counting. All these treasures and resources are enough to establish a sect. If handed over to the Jade Pure sect, it would surely soar even faster. But Hanju wouldn't be so selfless. This delivery man is too good. All of this is mine. While Hanju was happily playing with various treasures, Li Qingzi's voice came from outside the cave. "Elder Han, there's trouble in the secret hall. Maju has fallen into demonic insanity and is rampaging. All beings in the vicinity of the secret hall are nearly slaughtered. Fallen into demonic insanity? Is she going to follow in Mafuchu's footsteps?" Hanju opened the panel. The most eye-catching notification notification was, your friend Maju has awakened her demon soul, fallen into the demon path, and her desire to kill has greatly increased. Awakened demon soul? What's that? At this moment, Maju was sitting cross-legged in a secret hall, surrounded by pitch black demonic energy. The demonic energy enveloped Maju, who let out a cold laugh. Any being that came into contact with the demonic energy was instantly pulverized. Soon, Hanju arrived at the secret hall. Everyone sighed in relief upon seeing him. Master Jingshu said, fortunately, the secret hall is surrounded by protective restrictions, and the disciples kept their distance, avoiding disaster. But the protective array has been shattered by the demonic energy. However, it's strange that Maju sealed herself shortly after her rampage began, without any further movement. It seems she didn't want to harm the sack. The demonic energy in front of Hanju completely enveloped Maju. This doesn't look like a seal, more like a cocoon. Master Jingshu nervously asked Hanju, could there be an even bigger outbreak? Hanju said, easily shattering a protective array that defends against spirit transformation and fusion void realm experts. This demonic energy is not simple. Immediately evacuate the disciples within 10 miles of the secret hall. Master Jingshu promptly acted on the instruction, leaving Hanju alone to watch over Maju. He approached the demonic energy cocoon, attempting to probe, but couldn't sense Maju's presence. This demonic energy has a strong resistance. Hanju puzzled. Maju hasn't reached the nascent soul stage, yet the demonic energy she cultivated has such resistance. Oh no, could there be someone else inside? In such a crucial moment, only one thing can be done. Hanju used the heaven and earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger, and a streak of golden light shot out, shattering the cocoon formed by the demonic energy. Indeed, Maju was inside, and to his embarrassment, she was without a stitch on her, her snow white skin dazzling to the eyes. The moment Maju's body hit the ground, Hanju immediately took off his robe and rushed over, quickly covering her with it. Hanju continued to probe the Maju in his arms. There were no other souls in her body, meaning she wasn't possessed. Using the 6 realms of reincarnation, Hanju sent his primordial spirit into Maju's soul, finding it transforming, becoming unlike that of a human. What exactly is the origin of the Emo family? Mafuchu also fell into the demon path before. Hanju was deep in thought when Maju slowly opened her eyes, and Hanju's face came into her view. She wasn't startled. Instead, she looked at Hanju with a dazed expression. Now, Maju had become much more beautiful than before, her charm more bewitching, enough to make most men's hearts flutter. Wait, the color of her pupils is off. Maju, have you advanced to the nascent soul stage? But why was there no tribulation crossing? Hanju asked in surprise. However, as if Maju didn't hear him, she swooshed off the robe Hanju had draped over her and continued to approach Hanju with those mystifying purple pupils. Hanju slapped her, sending Maju flying from one side of the secret hall to the other, breaking several pillars in the process. Stunned awake by the pain, Maju muttered, ouch, who hit me? Turning her head, she saw Hanju. Why are you here? Coming to her senses and quickly realizing her state, Maju exclaimed, Hanju, you pervert, you've seen my body. You have to take responsibility for me. From now on, I'll cling to you. Hanju looked helpless. Are you trying to scam me? After a bout of crying and fussing, Hanju began to inquire about the demonic energy. What's the deal with your Emo family? Why have you turned into a demon? With a wronged expression, Maju said, I don't know either. Ever since I entered the Golden Core realm, I often heard a voice during my cultivation. At first, I thought it was an inner demon, but recently I found out it wasn't. After checking the family secret texts left by my brother, I learned that it was the will of my ancestors. The Emo family is not a demon cultivator in the cultivation world, but the true demon race. After the race was extinguished, their demonic techniques spread among humans, creating demon cultivators. My Emo family is descended from the union of the demon race and humans. Hanju asked with narrowed eyes, will you lose control? Hanju calculated how many slaps it would take to save her if Maju went mad and started slaughtering. Rolling her eyes, Maju said, I'm not a demon cultivator. Why would I lose control? Demon cultivators easily lose control because their bodies can't withstand the power of demonic techniques. Their inner demons are the backlash of the demon race's consciousness. By the way, I've inherited my ancestors' techniques, which include a dual cultivation method. Would you like to cultivate with me? The two fell into silence, the atmosphere turning awkward. Just then, Hanju suddenly received a system notification. Moiling has developed hatred towards you, currently at 3 stars. Damn, who's this now? Hanju immediately checked the interpersonal relationships for Moiling's information. Moiling, 5th layer of the tribulation crossing stage, 2nd generation head of the Emo family, trapped in a mysterious forbidden area and unable to escape. She has chosen Maju as her successor, hoping to rely on Maju to save herself. Due to Maju's feelings for you, she harbors animosity towards you, believing you might be an obstacle to Maju's growth, intent on eliminating you. Current hatred level 3 stars. This woman actually wants to kill me. Hanju silently added her name to the book of misfortune. Maju has feelings for me? Really? Maju hesitantly asked, would you like to practice that dual cultivation method with me? It would be beneficial for both of us. Hanju answered, no thanks. You've just made a breakthrough. It's best to consolidate your cultivation first, and don't forget to return my robe. That's the only one I have. I really can't understand Moiling's motive. A tribulation crossing realm cultivator relying on someone in the nascent soul realm. It's impossible for Maju not to be influenced by the ancestral demonic techniques she's aligned with. To ensure Maju can cultivate peacefully, it seems I'll have another daily task. Xing Hongxian smiled and said, husband, I went to the Western Abyss province for training while I was away from Great Swallow. A person named Wei Yuan gave me a bunch of heavenly materials and earthly treasures as a greeting to you. Do you know him? Hanju thought to himself, old Huan is quite thoughtful. Husband, there's another thing. I found this in the lands of the demon race. I saw 2 demon kings fighting over it, so it must be a heavenly material or earthly treasure. I managed to take it while they were both injured. This grass seems extraordinary. I wonder if it's useful to you. Suddenly, Hanju received a system notification, detected that this heavenly material and earthly treasure have the potential of an innate destiny holder. Do you want to view its origin? Grass. As this grass turned into a spirit, heaven earth grass, 1,000 years ago, it was just an ordinary blade of grass. It encountered a deity meditating nearby and, after being exposed to the deity's aura for 100 years, gradually transcended its mundane nature. Over thousands of years, it faced several extinctions. Each time before its destruction, it instinctively turned to ash, scattering across the mortal realm to regrow. This grass has the potential to become a divine herb, even a deity. Grass, a deity's potential. Hanju exclaimed, I appreciate the gesture. How have you been these years? Xing Hongxian sighed. I must say, it's only after going out that I realized how small Great Swallow is. Take the neighboring only because province. For example, the Jade Pure sect would not even count as a second-rate sect there. Is only because province that powerful? The Jade Pure sect's reputation today is all thanks to you. Husband, it will surely surpass other states in the future. Hanju modestly said, I was just forced into it. Xing Hongxian continued, husband, you're capable. Also, the list of the top 100 cultivators in the world has been updated again. I think husband should be at the top. Hanju was puzzled. Top 100 what now? Let me tell you, in the top 100, there's someone from the punishment department who uses a giant sword as a skateboard, super cool, and someone who baits with a sword. Oh, I almost forgot. Hanju took out some elixirs from his storage ring. These are high-level elixirs for extending lifespan. Consider them enlightenment eccentric's apology gift. Take them. Given your mediocre talent, I'm worried you'll leave too early. Xing Hongxian was annoyed. Always such a buzzkill. You just love to tease me. Don't worry, I've already taken them, and I still have heavenly materials and earthly treasures on hand. My lifespan is still increasing. It's just rare to see someone over 400 years old still in the Golden Core realm. Xing Hongxian suddenly sighed. Speaking of lifespan, your senior brother from Jade Seclusion Peak, Lu Sanqin, passed away 10 years ago. Hanju was surprised. Senior brother Lu Sanqin? No wonder I felt like someone was missing these years when looking through the friend circle. During those decades on Jade Seclusion Peak, he often looked after me in cultivation, and now I want to repay him, but can't. Xing Hongxian said. He was so close to the nascent soul realm, but the Jade Pure sect had too few life-extending medicines. If he had left Great Swallow earlier, maybe there would have been a sliver of hope. After all, Great Swallow's spiritual energy is too weak compared to other parts of the cultivation world. I don't want to leave this world yet. I still want to stay by your side. Elsewhere, in a dark cave, a boiling cauldron was cooking soup. Zhou Fan and Mafuchu were tied up and hanging upside down. Yan Tiandong entered. Brother Zhou, are you okay? Zhou Fan angrily cursed. Pa, demon's lackey. Yan Tiandong, your master would be disappointed if he knew. Mafuchu tried to mediate. It's okay. Zhou Fan, it's not his fault. It's our bad luck that we entered someone else's territory, and you impulsively killed their patrol demon. But they were too arrogant, calling us mere humans and demanding we kneel and beg for mercy. How could we tolerate that? The green python great sage asked in a grim tone. Yan Tiandong, you tell me, how should these two be dealt with? Cook them or refine them into elixirs? Yan Tiandong struggled to answer. Stepfather, must we kill them? The green python great sage coldly said. They killed my demon soldiers. It's only just to repay life for life. Yan Tiandong, if you want to inherit my power, you must sever ties with the human race. Demons and humans cannot coexist. This is an iron law. You cannot be indecisive. Yan Tiandong thought to himself, to hell with it. Do you really think I want to be a demon? The green python great sage asked Yan Tiandong. So, have you made your decision? I highly recommend frying them. Yan Tiandong thought sadly. Zhou Fan, I'm sorry. We swore to die on the same day, but I never imagined it would end like this. If I had known, I would never have ventured recklessly. Originally, Yan Tiandong had set out with a passion to make his mark. After 2.5 years of hard work, he had gathered over 800 strong followers. But in one night, after encountering the green python great sage, it was all for naught. Due to his unique bloodline, he was then taken in as an adopted son. What did I set out for? Maybe master was right. Venturing out into the world comes at too high a price. At this moment, a small demon reported, my lord, there's a fire outside. A cultivator claiming to be Dong Wanxian from the formless sect is causing havoc, seeking revenge for his master. He's too strong. We can't stop him. The green python great sage sneered. The formless sect. I have a grudge with enlightenment eccentric. Yang Tiandong, you stay here and watch them. Yang Tiandong was conflicted internally. Should I take this opportunity to save them? Meanwhile, Dong Wanxian was shouting outside. Is this all you've got? Call out your king. Suddenly, Dong Wanxian felt something was wrong. Such a strong demonic aura. It's even more formidable than masters. Could it be? The green python great sage finally appeared, daring to run wild in my territory. Are you tired of living? You fiend. Was my master killed by you? The green python great sage was shocked. Oh, enlightenment eccentric is dead? Ah, good riddance. Truly a joyous occasion. Dong Wanxian roared. So it was green python great sage that master's clues pointed to. It was you. I'll fight you to death. The green python great sage laughed maniacally. Ah, and what if it was? Today I'll kill you too and make soup out of you. Meanwhile, back in the cave dwelling, Hanju was unaware that soon there would be someone he might never see again. Since Xing Hongxian left, Hanju had resumed his cultivation. Occasionally, Hanju would water the heaven earth grass and let it bask in the sun. Now, the spiritual energy here is denser than the demon territory where it was previously located. The heaven earth grass has cultivated the habit of absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and its growth is promising. Hanju looks forward to a developing spiritual intelligence. Just don't get stepped on. This remark was clearly meant for Chick. This silly chicken has grown taller than the entrance of the cave. Before long, Li Qingzi came for a visit, and Hanju immediately asked, "Sect leaderly, what brings you here? Has the formless sect come again?" Li Qingzi shook his head, saying sadly, "No, it's that the supreme elder is nearing his end." Hanju frowned in silence. The Jade Pure sect has only one supreme elder, who is Li Qingzi's master and had interactions with Hanju before. Over the years, the supreme elder's cultivation has hardly increased. Naturally, his lifespan has not extended much either. Do you need me to see him? Hanju asked, considering the man an old acquaintance. He didn't want to have regrets like with old Tai. Li Qingzi shook his head. My master has already left the Jade Pure sect. Last year, he failed again in his attempt to break through to the spirit transformation realm. Coupled with the shortage of life-extending elixirs, he decided to go out in search of opportunities. He said if he does not return in 20 years, then he would be dead. Before he left, he asked me a thank you, saying that without Elder Han, the Jade Pure sect would not have today's prosperity. Hanju remained silent. The gratitude might be sincere, but those words clearly had another meaning. Hanju did not inquire further. Elder Han, although my cultivation is also improving, it feels difficult to achieve the spirit transformation. If one day I also face my end, who among the sect's disciples do you think is suitable to be the next sect leader? Li Qingzi asked. His expression was not gloomy. Having lived so long, he had sent off many old friends and was accustomed to partings and deaths. Hanju shook his head. I'm in seclusion all year round. How would I know? Looking at the Jade Pure sect, the disciples with the strongest talents are all under your tutelage. Just now, I noticed that Sun Chanan and Murong Qi are both attempting to break through to the nascent soul. Such rapid progress is unmatched in the Jade Pure sect, except by Elder Han. If they could succeed, Hanju knew Li Qingzi was trying to tie him and his disciples or grand disciples to the Jade Pure sect permanently. If either he or his disciples became sect leader, it would be even less likely for him to leave. Hanju seriously said, "Sect leader, I understand what you mean. These two indeed have excellent talents, but one thing must be clear. If one day I wish to leave the Jade Pure sect, neither of them can keep me here. Since I was born into this world, I have only one goal in life, and that is immortality. To reach such a realm, I must be free of attachments and unaffected by karma to succeed. I can pursue this goal while helping the Jade Pure sect, but I will not give it up because of the sect." Li Qingzi was not surprised. The main reason for choosing Murong Qi and Sun Chanan is their talents. Despite the Jade Pure sect's growth, there are few disciples with talents comparable to these two. Yang Tiandong was unreliable, and Su Qi is not good at management, so I never discussed this with you. So, sect leader, you had your eye on my disciples from the start. You've been planning this for a while. Li Qingzi continued. We've been prepared for this, as the temple is too small to contain a Buddha like you. Plus, the spiritual energy of Great Swallow limits you too much. It was only a matter of time before you would leave. We are already satisfied with the scale of the Jade Pure sect now. If you, Elder Han, wish to cut off karma to fulfill your long-cherished wish, we will not stop you. After all, you should live for yourself. Li Qingzi's words made Hanju feel relieved. Thank you for your understanding, sect leader. I think Murong Qi has an excellent talent. You should take him out for training. If I may ask boldly, how is my master, Fairy Shishuan's lifespan? Li Qingzi said. Please rest assured, Elder Han, junior sister's talent is higher than mine, and she has encountered special opportunities over the years. Living for several hundred more years will not be a problem. After discussing the Tao for a while, Li Qingzi bid farewell and left. I cannot help you on the path to immortality, but if we are destined to meet in the next life, I will do my best to support you. This was Hanju's silent promise to the people of the Jade Pure sect. 7 years flew by, and the heaven earth grass finally developed spiritual intelligence. Although it could not yet think, it was a leap in growth. To celebrate, Hanju took out the Book of Misfortune to curse the vermilion bird and Moyuling. It's been a long time since I've checked the friend circle. It's almost faded. He quickly opened the interpersonal relationships to check the messages. Your disciple Yang Tiandong, friend Zhou Fan, and friend Mafuchu have been attacked by a demon king, severely injured, and are on the brink of death. How did all three of them get attacked by a demon king at the same time? Although this was old news from a few years ago, their profile pictures indicated they were still alive. Mere life-threatening dangers were not enough to compel Hanju to take action. At this moment, Hanju was at the 6th layer of the Union realm, while many of his old acquaintances in the friend circle had entered reincarnation. Hanju discovered that the supreme elder had ultimately passed away, which saddened him. This made him suddenly want to visit his master. After all these years, Fairy Shishuan had still been cultivating in Jade Seclusion Peak. Approaching his master's door, Hanju hesitated. It's indeed rude not to have visited for so long. Just as he was about to knock, Fairy Shishuan's voice came from inside. Come in. The door is unlocked. Hanju pushed the door open, and his master was already coming to greet him. Hanju respectfully called out, "Master." Fairy Shishuan did not respond verbally. After all, addressing each other as fellow Taoists was more accurate. Her aura was more ethereal than ever, and her beauty was not enchanting, purely likable, reminiscent of a celestial fairy. As they talked, both felt melancholic, discussing the supreme elder. Master, the spiritual energy of Jade Seclusion Peak is too scarce to improve your cultivation. Why not move to my place? I've specifically prepared a luxurious cave dwelling for you, Hanju suggested. Fairy Shishuan frowned. That's your territory. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to go there. In my life of ascetic cultivation, I care about very few people, and you, Master, are one of them. I don't wish to walk the long path of cultivation alone in the end. If possible, I hope to pursue the great Tao alongside Master. If others heard Hanju's words, they might think he was hitting on her, but Fairy Shishuan understood Hanju. Ever since he became her disciple at Jade Seclusion Peak, he had been devoted to ascetic cultivation and never left the Jade Pure sect. Come on, I won't disturb you normally. After hesitating for a moment, Fairy Shishuan eventually agreed. Seeing such a luxurious cave dwelling, Sun Chanan initially had some expectations. I thought this luxurious mansion was for me. Turns out Master has brought back a woman. Chick grumbled. Even I, your brother Chicken, don't have a cave dwelling, and you, a scrawny mule and a short pumpkin, want a mansion. After settling Fairy Shishuan in, Hanju reminded her that he was just next door, and she could call him anytime if she needed anything. At this inappropriate moment, Chick came over. Master, will Fairy Shishuan want to eat you? In the past, the dark prison chicken might not have understood such things, but it certainly does now. Daring to tease its master with this, it was time for some loving discipline. During the last visit, when Dong Wanxian challenged the green python great sage, Xian Shishir, also known as Xian Qingchun's junior sister, and the person Zhou Fan and Mafuchu referred to as Lady Xian, she took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the cave dwelling and rescued the two. By the time the green python great sage returned, it was already too late. The green python great sage could sense Xian Shishir's realm and did not pursue further. With nowhere to vent his anger, the green python great sage took it out on Yang Tiandong. Not long after, Yang Tiandong found an opportunity to break free from control and planned to unite with other demon kings to deal with the green python great sage. Hearing that a new demon king named Primordial Chaos Great Sage had emerged in the northern province, Yang Tiandong's first stop was to visit him. Upon learning that someone was seeking an audience, the Primordial Chaos Great Sage, surrounded by a host of demons, slowly made his appearance. Yang Tiandong immediately stated his purpose. I wish to join forces with you to confront the green python great sage. Afterward, we can divide his territory equally. What do you think? The demon king coldly said. I advise you to abandon this idea. The green python great sage is very tricky. There are few demons in the 10 states and 9 dynasties that can defeat him. Yang Tiandong immediately patted his chest and stated, Yansu Demon King is my adoptive father, and the Slayer God Elder from the Great Swallow Jade Pure sect is my master. With their support, our chances of victory are significant. The demon king was taken aback upon hearing these names. Seeing that the demon king did not respond, Yang Tiandong immediately made clear the pros and cons. You should understand the principle that if the lips are gone, the teeth will be cold. The green python great sage has been aggressively expanding his territory and will eventually come for you. Now, with the formless sect besieging him and depleting his vital forces, if you don't seize this opportunity, we'll end up as his dogs if we wait any longer. Unexpectedly, the primordial chaos demon king exploded upon hearing the last sentence. Say that again. Are you looking down on dogs? Before the words faded, a huge silver figure appeared in front of Yang Tiandong. This primordial chaos demon king was none other than the chaotic heavenly dog. Over the years, the chaotic heavenly dog had lost its puppy fat and had become very robust. At this moment, Yang Tiandong was stunned. This demon king looked familiar. The chaotic heavenly dog was also taken aback. This fool seeking death looked familiar. Then, simultaneously, they exclaimed, "It's you!" The reunion of old friends turned into an argument within minutes. Doggy expressing his displeasure. I'm now called the primordial chaos great sage. Yang Tiandong scoffed. What's wrong with calling you doggy? I used to call you that when you were a kid. Believe it or not, I'll I'll go back and complain to our master. The primordial chaos great sage retorted, you have the nerve to seek him out, you don't even return yourself, and you have the cheek to talk about me. Yang Tiandong felt awkward. Indeed, he was too embarrassed to return to Hanju. Since becoming a demon king, the seeds of power and ambition had taken root in his heart, preventing him from resuming his previous ascetic cultivation lifestyle. Yang Tiandong said, we are from the same lineage, we should support each other. I heard you often face assassination attempts from other demon kings, leading a miserable life. How about this? Join me in a big venture. Let's take down the green python great sage together, and we'll split his territory. 70% for me, 30% for you. Doggy helplessly shook his head. No, I can't beat him. Yang Tiandong encouraged, don't be afraid. I know just the two of us aren't enough. I plan to rally other demon kings as well. Strength in numbers. Think about all the years we've struggled to become stronger and more respectable, to make our master proud. This is our chance to return without shame. Finally, Doggy was persuaded. All right, I'm with you. I knew Doggy was the best. Yang Tiandong said happily, call me primordial chaos great sage. 8 years later, Morongchi had become the pride of the Jade Pure Sex Intersect, dominating with his peak golden core realm strength. One day, a disciple reported that Zhou Fan and Mafuchu had returned. Morongchi asked where they were, and the disciple replied that the two went straight to the mountain for ascetic cultivation. Morongchi sighed in relief. Then it's fine. Zhou Fan remarked, finally back. The Jade Pure Sect has changed a lot, and the spiritual energy is much denser than before. I wonder how Maju was doing. While Mafuchu was worried about his sister, Zhou Fan was curious about Hanju, saying, this time, I want to see just how powerful Hanju has become. Mafuchu tried to dissuade him. Forget it. Recently, the Jade Pure Sect even took in the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate. Hanju is probably stronger than you. Zhou Fan stubbornly said, the way I see it, the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate sought refuge with the Jade Pure Sect because they were driven to desperation by the Formless Sect. The Formless Sect hasn't troubled the Jade Pure Sect, probably because their sect master met with some misfortune, delaying their plans. Mafuchu agreed. That's true. Zhou Fan mockingly pointed at disciples practicing flying swords in the sky. Really, compared to the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate, the Jade Pure Sect might not be any stronger. Just look at those disciples over there, who still installs railings on flying swords these days because of a fear of heights. Zhou Fan said, see, their strength is far inferior to that of the big sects. Qianshishir was sweating internally, wondering how these two couldn't see that the mountain's spiritual energy was so abundant it almost matched the hidden sacred places and ancient families. At this moment, Zhou Fan confidently shouted to Hanju, brother Han, Zhou Fan is here. I'm going to beat you until you're searching for your teeth on the ground. Outside the innate cave dwelling, Hanju was teaching Dark Prison Chicken and Sun Chanin the Supreme Finger Divine Sword. Hanju said, today, I'll teach you the Supreme Finger Divine Sword. Whether you can learn it depends on your fate. Watch the flow of my spiritual power, circulate it for a round, and gather the spiritual power to shoot out from the fingertip. Dark Prison Chicken said awkwardly, master, I don't have fingers. Hanju thought for a moment and said, the tip of a feather will do. The chicken excitedly shouted, ha, behold my ultimate wing sword, and then successfully shattered a distant rock. I did it. Hanju praised, not bad. Learned it in one go. From now on, it's called the ultimate tasty chicken wing. Sun Chanin curiously asked, master, what breed is chicken brother exactly? With such talent, it doesn't seem like a chicken at all. Dark Prison Chicken immediately corrected, what chicken brother? Call me chicken lord, and I've told you, I'm a phoenix. Do you really think I'm a chicken? Sun Chanin felt speechless. Your size really doesn't do justice to a phoenix. At that moment, Hanju received a system notification detecting the strongest person within the Jade Pure Sect, Qianshishir, at the 9th layer of the Union Realm, the Demon Lord's junior sister. Could she be my aunt-in-law? Hanju speculated internally. Soon, Mafuchu, Zhou Fan, and Qianshishir arrived outside the innate cave dwelling. Zhou Fan excitedly greeted, Hanju, long time no see. You remember me, right? Hanju smiled. Of course, brother Zhou, brother Imo. It hasn't been easy for you these years. Hearing this, Zhou Fan and Mafuchu's tears flowed freely. Indeed, they had been struggling on the edge of life and death for years. Zhou Fan stubbornly said, who says? I've lived a dashing life these years, wandering the world with my sword, filled with thrilling adventures, and I've gained quite a few opportunities. Afterward, Zhou Fan provocatively suggested a spar with Hanju, claiming he was now a half-step into spirit transformation, qualified enough. He speculated Hanju was still stuck in the spirit transformation realm without making a breakthrough. Hanju didn't want to argue and told them to report to the sect leader first. Zhou Fan thought Hanju was afraid of losing face and suggested they could spar quietly, even offering to take Hanju out for adventures. Dark Prison Chicken couldn't stand it anymore. Who do you think you are? A mere nascent soul daring to challenge my master. Believe it or not, Chicken Lord could slap you to death. Zhou Fan, unimpressed, said to Hanju, Hanju, your chicken is quite arrogant. Huh? What's the problem? Hanju, if you can't control your demonic pet, it might turn on its master. Shall I discipline it for you? Hanju couldn't be bothered, casually saying no objections, and then instructed Chicken Lord, just remember not to injure him. Qianshishir and Mafuchu could tell that the chicken was no ordinary bird, with Qianshishir particularly curious about just how strong Hanju was, given even his chicken was so formidable. The cultivation of this demonic pet, Fusion Void Realm. Zhou Fan looked astonished. What does that mean? You think I can't beat it? Mafuchu reminded Zhou Fan. Zhou Fan, something's off with this chicken. Let's just let it go. We've just returned. Let's rest a few days. It won't be too late to challenge Hanju after we've figured out more about him. But Zhou Fan couldn't hold back. It's just a chicken. No need to be so cautious. He immediately got into position, shouted to activate his full power. His muscles swelled, and blood veins spread all over him as he threw a punch at Dark Prison Chicken. This punch has severely injured a spirit transformation before. Little chick, you should feel honored. Zhou Fan was full of pride. However, when his fist hit the chicken, only to see Dark Prison Chicken's feathers and fat tremble like cotton candy. Is that all? Chicken Lord said disdainfully. Zhou Fan roared, unbelievable. You dare mock me, you sick chicken. If I weren't worried about offending brother Han, I wouldn't have held back. Now, watch carefully. This is the real deal. The full powered state. Zhou Fan gathered strength again and launched an even more ferocious strike. Explosive Shattered Demon Scale Palm. The name of the move was not only cool, but its special effects were also impressive. Indeed, the palm strike was powerful, sending Dark Prison Chicken, who weighed 20 tons, flying into the sky. Zhou Fan then unleashed a series of aerial combo attacks, gathering surging spiritual power in his knee, and delivered an unstoppable kick to the Dark Prison Chicken. Don't hit the face when you're beating a chicken. This kick landed solidly on the face of the Dark Prison Chicken, and the anger from being mocked earlier had reddened his eyes with rage. He vented his anger with punch after punch. The air in the sky heated up from the friction. Zhou Fan suddenly lifted his leg, kicking the Dark Prison Chicken into the sky like a meteor chicken breaking through the heavens. Outside the atmosphere, the Dark Prison Chicken felt close to the sun for the first time. So warm, so comfortable. I want to sleep. The Dark Prison Chicken remembered the teachings of Hanju from his childhood. When you fight someone, assess your opponent's true level as soon as possible. Some people's strength far exceeds the realm they show, liking to play the pig to eat the tiger. So don't expose too much strength to give your enemy an opening. Playing it safe is also good. The master is right. I need to endure a bit longer. What if Zhou Fan has more powerful moves? The fact that that girl can associate with him indicates this guy must have something extraordinary. The Dark Prison Chicken opened its eyes in shock. Zhou Fan indeed had another powerful move. Holding the falling star sky-shattering orb, he smashed it towards the Dark Prison Chicken. Stop! It was too late for Mafuchu to stop Zhou Fan. This is the ultimate move Zhou Fan used to kill a spirit transformation last time. With a loud bang, a huge explosion scattered the clouds above ascetic immortal mountain, engulfing the Dark Prison Chicken in a scorching shockwave. Mafuchu, fearing Hanju would take action, quickly explained, Zhou Fan didn't do it on purpose, but Hanju said indifferently, it's okay, no big deal. Could it be that chicken? Everyone looked at the sky again. Zhou Fan was startled by the scene before him, seeing a bizarre pressure filling the sky, originating from a massive cotton candy with a black back and a white belly. Is this all your strength? I didn't expect you to be truly weak. Boy, I, Lord Chicken, am done hiding. Let's lay it all out. You brat, prepare to face the wrath of the Fusion Void Realm. What? Fusion Void Realm? Zhou Fan was shocked and instinctively stepped back. The Dark Prison Chicken flapped its wings, shooting out countless sword energies from its feathers like a torrential downpour sweeping across, with the speed of the sword energy as fast as a startled swan. Zhou Fan couldn't react in time. His mind went blank, and he once again felt the breath of death. Too familiar. It's the exact same sensation of death as last time. At the brink of life and death, Zhou Fan thought of her, the love of his life, the only one he has ever loved, Lu Yao. Zhou Fan was born into a family of carpenters. The girl next door, Lu Yao, the daughter of a landlord, was his only childhood playmate and his sweetheart. Since childhood, Lu Yao was a fan of Zhou Fan, always cheering for him. Born into a carpenter's family, Zhou Fan had no talent in woodworking, but was exceptionally gifted in cultivation, possessing a rare innate full spiritual power, making him one in a million. Both he and Lu Yao were selected by the Jade Pure Sect. During their days in the outer sect energy cultivation realm, the extremely talented Zhou Fan defeated all rivals in the sect and was quickly promoted to an inner sect disciple. He had also sworn to protect Lu Yao for life. Sister Lu Yao, I will always protect you. But the good times did not last. After entering the foundation establishment phase, Zhou Fan inexplicably could not accumulate spiritual power, causing his cultivation to stagnate. The elders tried everything, but could not find the reason. Thus, the once spirited young man fell into obscurity. Zhou Fan also dared not face the vows he made with Lu Yao. If not for Lu Yao's pleading, Zhou Fan would have been expelled from the sect long ago. His once arrogant behavior made him many enemies, and now in his downfall, he was constantly bullied by his fellow disciples. Every time, it was Lu Yao who protected him. Please stop bullying Zhou Fan. However, Zhou Fan's repeated self-destruction deeply hurt Lu Yao's heart. His inferiority and avoidance pushed Lu Yao further away. Stop meddling in my affairs. Get lost. Eventually, Lu Yao became someone else's bride. She accepted the proposal from from Brother Yi of Sword Peak, and they were about to get married. At that moment, Zhou Fan truly felt he had lost her. Since then, Zhou Fan devoted himself to cultivation. The reason he couldn't advance after foundation establishment was because his life's spiritual treasure was severely damaged in a previous life, constantly absorbing Zhou Fan's spiritual power for repairs. It was only today that it was finally fully repaired. Upon learning the reason, Zhou Fan gave his spiritual treasure a good beating. With the support of his life's spiritual treasure, Zhou Fan's cultivation speed surged, and he finally regained his former glory. Those who had bullied him were once again trampled under his feet. He swore to defeat all disciples of the Jade Pure sect, become the strongest in the sect, and take back his sister Lu Yao, until he met Han Ju and was utterly defeated in less than 3 seconds. All his hopes turned into bubbles once again. His failure made it impossible for him to keep his promise to Lu Yao, watching helplessly as she married someone else. From then on, Zhou Fan started cultivating madly, fighting with a determination to die, constantly wandering on the edge of life and death. Every time he stepped one foot into the gates of the underworld, he would think of Lu Yao again. Just like Han Ju said, Zhou Fan is the true protagonist in the cultivation story. Every time he faced death, he would encounter great opportunities. Finally, he inherited the tyrannical body from an ancient powerhouse. Many times he secretly returned home, just wanting to sneak a peek at her in his heart. When he saw Lu Yao again, she was already a mother, and the boy was as adorable as Lu Yao was in her childhood. Zhou Fan also secretly approached the child, seeing him as if he was seeing his younger self. It wasn't until the child said his name was Little Fan that Zhou Fan finally realized Lu Yao had never forgotten him. Zhou Fan didn't want to disturb their ordinary life, so he gave the child a totem he had carved himself in childhood, an ugly, strange bird. As time swiftly passes, decades are but a moment for high-level cultivators, while low-level cultivators still suffer the agony of separation and death. Lu Yao's husband died in a demonic sect invasion. Their eldest son, Little Fan, without any talent for cultivation, had also passed away. Now, Lu Yao, aged and alone, would still think of Zhou Fan. I'm sorry, I couldn't fulfill our promise. If fate allows, see you in the next life. This time, Zhou Fan no longer hid. Time has flown. I never thought you would not find immortality after all. Lu Yao was extremely excited. Zhou Fan, brother Zhou Fan. Zhou Fan did not say much. He only wanted to remember her at her most beautiful. Thank you for all the hardship you've endured in this life. If there's a next life, I, Zhou Fan, will serve you as your ox and horse. But in this life, I, Zhou Fan, want to try to become that ethereal immortal god. Han Ju, you are my inner demon. In an instant, a lifetime flashed through Zhou Fan's mind. Now, he calmly awaited death. Let's stop here. A voice pulled him back from his memories. Just in the nick of time, a powerful spiritual power stood in front of him, neutralizing the sword energy from the dark prison chicken. With just one hand, Han Ju neutralized the attack of the fusion void realm, and this spiritual power made Zhou Fan feel its vastness. Brother Han, what realm are you in now? Fusion void realm? More or less. You are indeed Brother Han. We struggled to death to reach the nascent soul realm, and you directly reached the fusion void realm. It seems I underestimated your talent. Qian Sure dared not say much on the side. Some truths are better left unsaid. It seems Brother Zhou hasn't recovered yet. How about we rest first, and then report to the sect leader? Alright, let's talk next time. Thinking you can beat me is still too naive. Master, how did I perform? I didn't disgrace you, did I? Unbeknownst to him, Han Ju's expression was grim. Is the fusion void realm very strong? Don't say I didn't warn you. That lady just now is a 9th layer union realm cultivator. Union realm, 9th layer. She and Zhou Fan have a deep relationship. If you hurt Zhou Fan, think about the consequences. Even I might not be able to protect you. Let's review the precautions. When fighting, remember to analyze whether the enemy has a stronger existence to avoid beating the small ones and then facing the elder ones. Understood, Master. Meanwhile, Mafuchu, dragging Zhou Fan, fondly Qingzi, and performed an act of asking for forgiveness, finally receiving the sect's pardon. In less than a day, the news of Zhou Fan and Mafuchu's return spread throughout the entire Jade Pure sect, and their legendary experiences became a topic of great interest among the younger generation. Since being defeated by a chicken, Zhou Fan had become autistic. One's inner demon can only be defeated by oneself. Zhou Fan's current state was within Mafuchu's expectations, as Mafuchu himself had been defeated by Han Ju. Mafuchu said, talent cannot be generalized. Han Ju's attainment through ascetic cultivation is just an anomaly. Qian Sure hesitated again. Should I tell them that Han Ju was already at the Union realm? At this moment, Maju learned of her brother's return and came over happily. Hearing his sister's voice made Mafuchu very happy. However, he was shocked to see that Maju had also reached the nascent soul realm, causing him to involuntarily spit out in amazement. How did you break through to the nascent soul so quickly? Maju said, I saw that Han Ju's progress with ascetic cultivation was fast, so I just followed and learned a bit. What's so surprising about that? Isn't it normal? Normal? You call this normal? Where's the justice in the world? Why did I have to go out to experience hardships? Why did I have to cultivate? Mafuchu's inner demon also emerged, driving him to jealousy. And so, the number of individuals with autism in the Jade Pure sect grew from 1 to 2. On the other side, in the Western Abyss province, it was bustling with excitement. The top 100 sects were holding a Dao discussion conference where cultivators from all sects gathered together to discuss the Dao of heaven and earth. You know, you should mingle more with the fellow Daoists regularly. It's beneficial for advancing your realm and also for the development of the 9 Dragon sect. You can't just isolate yourself, right? Sect leader way. Definitely next time. At this moment, a series of screams came from a distance. What's that sound? With a thud, something flew from afar and crashed to the ground. Emerging from the dust was a person covered in wounds too terrible to behold. He was riding a giant demonic dog, also heavily injured. Isn't that disciple Yan Tiandong of Reincarnation's predecessor? It was indeed Yan Tiandong and the chaotic heavenly dog. Wang Zuntian recognized them as disciples of Reincarnation's predecessor and immediately called for fellow Daoists from all sects to come to the rescue. Fellow Daoists, that dog-riding cultivator is an old acquaintance of mine. Would you be willing to join me in rescuing him? Why not? We were just looking for an opportunity to exchange cultivation techniques. Yan Tiandong, come behind me. Yan Tiandong didn't expect so many people to be willing to save him. Chen Wanqiujian was the first to stand in front. I want to see who dares to cause trouble here. A giant figure with dark green scales covering its body slowly approached, its terrifying pressure silencing everyone present. The newcomer was the green python great sage. A bunch of ants dared to block my way, seeking death. Wang Zuntian sensed the newcomer's aura and knew it was not good, but there were still those foolhardy enough to want to teach this demon a lesson. A cultivator activated a technique claimed to be capable of killing Union realm beings and attacked the green python great sage. However, before his attack could land, the green python great sage's bone club had already struck. With a snap, the cultivator was shattered, unable to gather himself again. Damn, a peak Union realm demon. The crowd realized the danger too late. Overestimating yourselves. Trash. Die. Wang Zuntian narrowly escaped back to his own sect, gasping for air heavily. Finally back alive. I can't go out recklessly anymore, nor can I just save anyone. Recalling the events that happened, he couldn't help but shiver in fear. That green python great sage was too strong. In the short years he fled for his life, the green python great sage's power surged, starting to advance towards the human territories. He attacked human lands under the guise of hunting Yan Tiandong. Wang Zuntian couldn't help but think of Han Ju, wondering if that predecessor could withstand the green python great sage. Reincarnation's predecessor. You must hold on. At the base of ascetic immortal mountain, Maju, Qian Sure, and others came to visit Han Ju again. Maju, familiar with the place, warmly greeted Han Ju and his disciples upon arrival. Han Ju wasn't surprised to see Maju, but he was surprised that Maju was dragging along 2 uncolored line-drawn figures. The Dao heart damaged Zhou Fan and Mafuchu. Han Ju invited them into the cave for tea and catching up. Mafuchu thanked Han Ju. If it weren't for brother Han stopping Maju, she might have died early on her own adventures. Mafuchu was somewhat smarter than Zhou Fan. He quickly changed the subject, immediately asking Han Ju if there was any way to help him break through in his cultivation further. Han Ju smiled. There's a way, but it's quite costly in terms of clothing. Mafuchu, clueless, wanted to ask more, but was stopped by a blushing Maju. Brother, stop talking. Han Ju stated, the demonic technique passed down in your family has already been inherited by Maju from your ancestors. Opportunities come only once. By the way, how's Zhou Fan doing? Looking at Zhou Fan, he had faded so much that not even his line drawing remained. Mafuchu shook his head and smiled bitterly. His mentality is usually good, and he's smart, so he should recover soon. When we were caught by the green python great sage last time, it was you who led Master Xian to appear and save us. Hearing this name, Han Ju's brows furrowed instantly. Green python great sage. When we were captured before, we met your disciple Yan Tiandong. He is now fully transformed into a demon. If it weren't for him taking us as his sworn brothers and secretly helping us escape, the green python great sage would have eaten us by now. Han Ju angrily slapped the table. Mafuchu thought he was angry because his disciple had transformed into a demon, but actually it was because the kid had acknowledged another father behind Han Ju's back. Mafuchu hurriedly explained, taking a sworn father was a temporary measure. Later, we heard that Yan Tiandong and the primordial chaos great sage, along with other demon kings, joined forces to besiege the green python great sage, but were completely annihilated. Furious, the green python great sage ordered a manhunt for Yan Tiandong. The matter has caused quite a stir. Han Ju covered his face and remained silent. Maju thought he was covering his face in sorrow for his disciple, not knowing that Han Ju was checking the system panel. Chaotic heavenly dog and Yan Tiandong are constantly attacked by demonic beasts. Doggy was severely injured by a demon king and fell into the 9 Serenities Marsh. His life and death unknown. Yan Tiandong encountered an attack by a demon king, was severely injured, and accidentally encountered an ancient teleportation formation, escaping to safety. Wang Zuntian and Sheng Wanqiujian were also severely injured by a demon king. These people, mingling together, were still beaten so miserably. Qian Sure said that the green python great sage might step into the tribulation crossing realm at any moment with unfathomable cultivation, and even she couldn't match him. Even the ninth layer of the Union Realm can't beat the Green Python Great Sage. Such a great demon is definitely a disaster for our human race. Mafuchu continued to sigh. Every time I recall the horror of the Green Python Great Sage, I get so scared I can't sleep at night. The outside world is very dangerous. Brother Emo, maybe you should stay in the Jade Pure sect and cultivate in seclusion from now on. Hanju said meaningfully. Mafuchu didn't immediately refuse, considering the suggestion was coming from Hanju. Ascetic cultivation. It's not impossible. I'll think about it. Although most of the Emo family's enemies had been eliminated and the remaining forces dared not trouble them, he and Zhou Fan, being demon cultivators, staying in the Jade Pure sect wasn't appropriate. Upon leaving, Mafuchu said, Zhou Fan and I will go back first and wait until he adjusts. Next time, we'll come together for a drink. Definitely. Just then, Xianxursher quietly drew her sword, launching a sneak attack without any regard for martial honor. With a swift somersault, she swung her sword towards Hanju in an instant. The sword swung out, tearing through the air with a whooshing sound. Despite the sword's speed, it hit nothing. Hanju had already disappeared from his spot. A streak of golden light flashed across, cutting through her throat, and her beautiful head detached from her body. Yet again, Hanju used only one move. At the ninth layer of the Union Realm, that's all there is. It seems I might have a chance against the Green Python Great Sage after all, but just to be safe, I'll first try cursing that demon king with the Book of Misfortune. If it works and he gets struck dead by the Thunder Tribulation, it would save me a lot of trouble. At this moment, the system announced, simulation trial ended. Time taken 4 seconds. Hey, wake up, big brother. Hanju's spiritual sense came out of the system just in time to see Xianxursher's face close to his. May I ask, Han fellow Taoist, do you have a cultivation partner? Hanju neither denied nor nodded. Why does fellow Taoist ask such a question? He didn't point out Xianxursher's relationship with Xian Qingjun. Still wary of her. After all, what if Xian Qingjun was harboring some plot? It's nothing, Xianxursher said, shaking her head and smiling. She didn't plan to reveal her identity or that of Xian Qingjun's. Hanju thought since she asked, she must have been sent by Xian Qingjun to check on him. Could it be that demon lord's wife has discovered my new love? I can't answer. Absolutely can't answer. Xianxursher also remembered her sister saying her cultivation partner was at the spirit transformation realm, while Hanju was actually at the Union Realm. At this time, Maju and the others called for Xianxursher. Hurry up, let's go. There's a food festival at the base of Jade Pure sect with snail noodle soup to eat. Xianxursher bid farewell to Hanju and turned to leave, but from beginning to end, she harbored no fond feelings towards Hanju. Hanju thought, luckily she didn't bump into Xing Hongxian. To this day, Hanju still didn't understand why Xian Qingjun chose him as a cultivation partner. The ways of the cultivation world's fate are indeed strange. Within a demon king's cave in the mountains, the bulky Green Python Great Sage sat on his throne, puzzled about why he kept feeling the interference of a curse in his cultivation recently. In front of him boiled a large pot with soup, within which bones could be vaguely seen. If not for the spiritual treasure isolating it, I might have succumbed to this curse. It seems it's time to break through to the Tribulation Crossing realm. If I delay further, problems might arise. At that moment, a hawk demon reported, Your Majesty, Yang Tiandong has fled into the ancient origin province. Should we continue the pursuit? Green Python Great Sage's expression darkened. Of course, even if he flees to the ends of the earth, I will hunt him down until I tear him apart. He attacked me in conjunction with outsiders. Despite my treating him like my own son, it provided me with a perfect excuse to expand my territory. Spread my orders. Yang Tiandong is a patricidal ingrate. All our demon race must exterminate him on sight, and any sect that dares to shelter him will be massacred. As he spoke, another wave of the curse hit, but once again it was blocked by the treasure in his hand. It turns out Hanju was cursing Green Python Great Sage again from within his cave. However, despite numerous attempts, the system gave Hanju no feedback, leaving him uncertain if the curse was effective. Feels like I'm cursing in vain. Hanju browsed through his social circle, noticing that Yang Tiandong had only been attacked by beasts recently, without any pursuit from Green Python Great Sage. Could it be that old monster is hiding away for a breakthrough? After all, I haven't fought someone at the Tribulation Crossing realm yet. If Yang Tiandong really has nowhere else to go, he'll definitely return to Jade Pure sect. If Green Python Great Sage follows him here, I'll have to face him. Hanju took a deep breath. If we can't beat it, we probably can't escape either. The only way now is to cultivate and level up. Green Python Great Sage on the other side was thinking the same thing, hurrying to Tribulation Cross. Once this king steps into the Tribulation Crossing realm, let alone the life and death of that beast, even the human world under heaven will all be this king's territory. At this time, inside the northern province, the monster taming demon sect was actually gone, leaving only ruins and corpses. In the ruins, a man was standing there dumbfounded. What happened? They're all dead? After the demon lord left, Suchi found an opportunity to escape from the valley. After that, Suchi had been cultivating in seclusion, and after breaking through to the nascent soul realm, he found a chance to return to the monster taming demon sect. But after returning to the monster taming demon sect, those disciples who used to look down on him began to target him again. Unable to bear it any longer, Suchi killed those disciples. The sect elder was furious and imprisoned him in the dungeon of the monster taming demon sect, subjecting him to torture every day. I haven't seen anyone in months. The restrictions on the dungeon have failed. It turns out they're all dead. He suddenly thought of a possibility. Could it be that Master took action? But why didn't Master rescue me from this hellish place? Wait, with the monster taming demon sect wiped out, doesn't that mean I can go back? I understand now. Master wants me to experience more trials on my way back. Having figured it out, Suchi felt enlightened and at ease. He continued to wander in the ruins of the monster taming demon sect's gate to see if there were any treasures left behind. If there were any survivors, he would definitely finish them off. After all, he hated the monster taming demon sect to the bone. After a while, Suchi searched to a set of ruins. Holy shit, there really is a survivor. In the ruins, there was an old man. He was thin, dirty, standing like a corpse in the ruins of the monster taming demon sect, his eyes lifeless. Are you also a disciple of the monster taming demon sect? The old man asked tremblingly. May I ask who you are, sir? The old man sighed and said, I was also a disciple of the monster taming demon sect once, but I was expelled by my master for making a mistake in the blink of an eye. So many years have passed. I wanted to come back and take a look, but I didn't expect the entire sect to be annihilated. This is bad. Could this old thing be trying to reestablish the monster taming demon sect? No, I have to take the initiative and kill him first. Suchi couldn't stay in this ghostly place for a moment longer. As he spoke, Suchi mobilized his demonic energy behind the old man, preparing to unleash his full nascent soul power in one strike. The old man continued, I used divine ability to search for days and nights, but couldn't find my master's corpse. I finally achieved Tribulation Crossing and wanted to resolve my lingering regrets before ascending, but now there's no chance. Tribulation Crossing realm. Suchi was so scared he almost stopped breathing. The old man turned his head and stared at Suchi. Then did you find my master's corpse? He still had no expression. A Tribulation Crossing realm cultivator couldn't possibly not notice that Suchi had mobilized demonic energy, clearly pretending to be a pig to eat the tiger. Suchi couldn't contain the tenfold power he had gathered and could only unleash it towards the ruins in front. Good child. Thank you for cremating the deceased disciples of the demon sect for me. If it's all burnt, how am I supposed to find my master? I forgot to introduce myself. I'm called Dooku. And you? I'm called Suchi. Since the last time he secluded himself to prepare to battle Green Python Great Sage, Hanju had ascetic cultivated for another 7 years, and now he had stepped into the 7th layer of the Union realm. Chick ate and slept stupidly every day, getting fatter by an entire circle, almost breaking the Fusan tree. The spiritual energy produced by Sun Chanen was even better than before, nourishing the gourd vine to the point it had already borne earth immortal gourds. Shishuan Fairy, borrowing the spiritual energy of ascetic immortal mountain, was about to step into spirit transformation. At present, everything was developing in the direction Hanju hoped for. He opened the system panel to see what happened in these 7 years. Xiufan's Dao heart was gradually recovering, and he started fighting and killing again. Last time when they came back, they ascetic cultivated in Jade Pure sect for a year, but still left in the end. Xiufan wanted to continue going out to gain experience. When I come back, I'll deep fry that chicken. After all, ascetic cultivation and longevity only belonged to a minority. Bravely throwing oneself into the prosperity and strife of the human world was their final destination. When he saw what happened to Suchi, even Hanju's jaw dropped. The monster taming demon sect is completely gone. Suchi, oh Suchi, to be able to destroy an entire top tier sect by yourself, I'm going to frame your photo and offer incense to you every day. You're much more useful than my shitty book of misfortune. Just as he was thinking, a cold voice sounded from behind. Husband, I'm back. Xing Hongxuan's pretty brows were tightly knitted, not at all as happy as she usually was when she returned. Why is Madam so downcast? Were you bullied outside? Xing Hongxuan's eyes instantly filled with tears. I'm sorry, husband. It's really too chaotic out there. I didn't bring you back any treasures. Gifts and such don't matter. Your husband has money. As long as you come back safely, that's good. The injuries on your body aren't serious, right? Who would have thought Hanju could be so gentle? Xing Hongxian instantly blushed. Husband, you should pay more attention to the outside world. A demon called Green Python Great Sage appeared out of nowhere, rampaging through the human world under the pretext of hunting down traitorous sons. Do you think he will attack our great swallow? It's said that even formless sect's enlightenment eccentric died at his hands. If even formless sect can't beat him, it seems that demon is indeed formidable. Hanju didn't dare say that enlightenment eccentric's death was his doing. Hanju hugged Xing Hongxian with a pat. Don't worry, wife. If he comes to attack Jade Pure sect, if I can't beat him, I'll take you and run. Hearing this, Xing Hongxuan's heart was instantly delighted. Am I that important in husband's heart? Of course, wife is the most important. Xing Hongxian smiled so wide she couldn't close her mouth. Then on at ease. At ease? At ease about what? Are you sure I'm your one and only in this life? Xing Hongxian continued to question. Of course, Hanju also replied with certainty. Really? Let me ask again. Of course. What else? When I came back, I discovered an additional cave residence nearby, even more luxurious than mine. Whose cave residence do you think it is? Shit, not good. There's killing intent, Hanju said with a straight face. It's Shishuan fairies. I invited her over to make it convenient for her to cultivate. Oh, is it cultivation or dual cultivation? Don't talk nonsense. She's my master. Only a master-disciple relationship. Xing Hongshuan's sharp gaze could no longer be hidden. Hanju froze. His mind could no longer search for an answer. Husband, I'm asking you a question. What to do? Waiting online anxiously. Green Python great sages might have already blown to the Great Swallow territory. All the sects were very panicked. In their eyes, Formless Sect was previously invincible. They didn't expect another great demon to pop out who could single-handedly crush Formless Sect. How could they not be panicked? Almost all the sects sent people rushing to Jade Pure Sect to contact Li Qingzi. They knew that even if they joined forces, they would not be able to resist Green Python Great Sage, so they all hoped to come and gain the protection of Jade Pure Sect. Li Qingzi pacified the various sects to remain calm for now. He had already sent people to various states to gather information. Even if the demon army set out now, it would take several years to reach Great Swallow. Moreover, the demon army would inevitably pass through Only Because province. The Only Because dynasty's strength far surpassed Great Swallows, so it was estimated they would stall the demon army for some time. Only Because province has the most Union Realm experts. As long as Green Python Great Sage isn't Tribulation Crossing Realm, he'll likely be stuck there. The various sect leaders, upon hearing this, told this ominous speaker to shut up quickly because according to Nine Dragon Sect's secret report, Green Python Great Sage's cultivation had already reached the peak of Union Realm 9th layer and could Tribulation cross and advance at any time. Instantly, the representatives of the various sects fell into another dead silence of despair. Speaking of which, inside the innate cave residence, Hanju was still being interrogated by his wife. Husband, do you think master-disciple feelings are true feelings? Hanju was already speechless. This woman had been nagging for a whole month. He couldn't let her be so jealous anymore. Hanju waved his hand. Wait, don't say it. While we men are in the world, it's normal to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. Look at those elders in the set. Which one doesn't have several cultivation partners? Not to mention I, Hanju, only have you right now, so you should know your own importance. Although in the future, I may also have other cultivation partners. If you let me decide who to marry as the main wife first, I will definitely choose you first. Hanju said these words with great righteousness, not knowing if it could fool her. Xing Hongxian, upon hearing this, instantly became joyfully excited and changed her attitude. I don't oppose you having 3 wives and 4 concubines. You'd better find a few more. In the future, when you're in seclusion cultivating, I'll have companions too. So are you going to bring the little sisters back? I can't wait to get close with them. Hanju smiled and didn't dare respond. Who knows if this woman was really trying to trap him? Hanju's conversation with the 2 of them shocked the 2 fat men eavesdropping outside. It's good to be a cultivator. If this were an ordinary family, it would be a scene of carnage. Afterwards, Xing Hongxian began to get mischievous. Husband, I've thought about it. This dual cultivation is also a kind of cultivation. Come on, this time you have to be more invested, more rough. The 2 fat men didn't expect an additional surprise, but they heard Hanju's voice coming from inside the cave residence. Supreme Finger Divine Sword. With a boom, an absolute sword energy broke through the wall, scaring the 2 people outside into a flurry. You little brats, you even dare to eavesdrop at your master's walls? After cultivating for a month, Xing Hongxian left the cave residence. Husband, I'm leaving first. You cultivate well. Hanju's face was haggard, and he didn't make a sound. This Green Python Great Sage is coming aggressively. I need to break through to the 8th layer of the Union Realm as soon as possible. But first, I need to make up for what I've lost. From then on, Hanju began to cultivate in seclusion. In a flash, 3 more years passed. Hanju was awakened by a voice, a girl's voice calling for a master. Apart from himself, where did the woman in the cave residence come from? Hanju took his sword and came to the side of the pool and found that the voice was coming from the Heaven Earth Grass. Seeing Hanju, the Heaven Earth Grass excitedly called out to its master. What demon dares to become a spirit and seduce me in the form of a woman? Hanju pointed his sword at the Heaven Earth Grass, scaring the grass into crying. The Heaven Earth Grass said with grievance that its memories were recovering, and the memories of countless previous reincarnations were slowly coming back. A blade of grass actually has countless reincarnations. Could this guy be an immortal in disguise? The Heaven Earth Grass said that in the past, it had another master who sat beside it for a very, very long time. Only then did Hanju understand that it was the immortal energy from the immortal's meditation that had caused this blade of grass to shed its mortal form. Hanju used his spiritual sense to feel the aura of the Heaven Earth Grass. It wasn't strong. He could still easily step on it to death. The Heaven Earth Grass said that in countless reincarnations, it was eaten by demons, burned to death by fire, and drowned by water, but it always revived. Wildfire cannot burn it out. The spring breeze blows, and it grows again. The system had previously indicated that this Heaven Earth Grass had lived for at least tens of thousands of years. A wild grass soul of tens of thousands of years old. Who would believe it if you said it? The Heaven Earth Grass then asked Hanju, now you are my second master. Will you abandon me with the life and death tribulation approaching? I'm afraid it will implicate you, master. Hanju laughed. No, from now on, no matter where I go, I will take you with me. In this life, I, Hanju, will protect you. The Heaven Earth Grass said coquettishly, master is so good. At the same time, Hanju also received a system notification. The Heaven Earth Grass has developed good feelings for you. Current favorability is 5 stars. Being liked by a blade of grass, this feeling is so strange. In the ruins of the Formless Sect, 3 figures were standing silently. Shofan, Mafuchu, and Xianshishir traveled here, sighing that even the once powerful Formless Sect could not escape the fate of sect annihilation. Looking out, countless demons cover the sky on the mountain peak, an extremely shocking scene. Shofan frowned. Why are Green Python Great Sage's demon soldiers increasing so quickly? The demon race has always been suppressed by the human race. Now that Green Python Great Sage has appeared as a hope, naturally they come flocking. After leaving Great Swallow, no matter where they went, there were Green Python Great Sage's demon soldiers everywhere, as if all the demons in the world had already pledged allegiance to Green Python Great Sage. In the distance, the vast demon army formed a huge circle, as if guarding something. It's that Green Python Great Sage who wants the Tribulation Cross. If he successfully passes the Thunder Tribulation, he will be the only Tribulation Crossing Realm powerhouse of the demon race. Reaching the Tribulation Crossing Realm allows one to ascend to the upper realm, so there are very few Tribulation Crossing Realm experts in the world. As for Mahayana Realm cultivators who can suppress Tribulation Crossing Realm experts, they are even rarer. Shofan asked in puzzlement, if Tribulation Crossing allows ascension, why is there still Mahayana? It's already not easy for ordinary cultivators and demons to cultivate to the Fusion Void Realm. Reaching the Union Realm is a 1 in 10 chance of survival. If you want to go even higher, you have to bet on opportunities. If you're lucky enough to pass the Thunder Tribulation and achieve Tribulation Crossing Realm, there's almost no room for further improvement. After all, at this level, opportunities and resources are no longer of much use, so most Tribulation Crossing Realm experts choose to directly ascend, but there are always some people with great luck and peerless talents in the world. Even after reaching the Tribulation Crossing Realm, they can still continue to cultivate in the mortal world. I have a senior sister who is a demon lord of the current era. She is already a Mahayana Realm cultivator, but she is still making progress and has not chosen to ascend. Unlike me, although I'm only 1 step away from the Tribulation Crossing Realm, it is as difficult as crossing a chasm. Shofan listened, also feeling his blood boil, declaring that he also wanted to be a Mahayana cultivator who did not ascend. Mafuchu looked at him with disdain and said, you should defeat Chick first before saying that. Green Python Great Sage is ambitious. I'm afraid the human race of the 10 continents and 9 dynasties is about to face a catastrophe of annihilation. Let's go. I'll take you to the overseas. Mafuchu worriedly said, will Jade Pure Sect be in trouble? Xianshishir didn't say anything, just shook her head. The others didn't understand what she meant. Brother Mo, we've already informed the sect leader about the matter of Green Python Great Sage. Let's hope Brother Han can take good care of junior sister Mo and the others. In the face of such a mighty force, we ourselves are just clay bodhisattvas. Having said that, the 3 of them turned into a golden light and disappeared into the sky. In a flash, another 7 years passed. Hanju woke up from seclusion again, only feeling that his eyes were shrouded in fog. How did my cave residence also get smog? However, this was not smog, but abundant spiritual energy. Hanju probed around and found that the source of the spiritual energy came from the Heaven Earth Grass. This little thing hadn't grown much taller, but had already begun to generate spiritual energy. No wonder it has the potential of an immortal. Its spiritual intelligence was just born not long ago, and it can already generate spiritual energy. Moreover, the richness far surpasses Sun Chang'an, since it can already communicate with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Should I pass on some cultivation techniques to it? If I pass it on, maybe in the future it can become a great force for me. But what if Heaven Earth Grass betrays me in the future? I need to leave some contingencies. In order to be on the safe side, Hanju pretended to pat the Heaven Earth Grass, but actually imprinted the 6 paths ultimate seal on it. What cultivation technique should I pass on to you? Hanju's storage ring was full of cultivation techniques, so it was difficult to choose in a short time. In the end, he chose the Jade Purity Art. This was Jade Pure Sect's signature cultivation technique. After being perfected by 9 Cauldron True Person, it could now be cultivated up to the Fusion Void Realm. Hanju instructed Heaven Earth Grass to study and cultivate well from now on. In order to cultivate its enthusiasm for learning, Hanju chose to accompany it. He also took out the Book of Misfortune to lead by example. Let's study hard and make progress every day. The power of the curse penetrated the innate cave residence, reaching far to a place shrouded in clouds and thunderstorms. It was deafeningly loud here, as if the end of the world had arrived. Terrifying heavenly lightning struck the green luminous scales one after another, stirring up gusts of gale as the 100-meter-long demon figure twisted crazily in the thunderbolts weighing tens of thousands of pounds. It turned out that Green Python Great Sage was Tribulation crossing. Just at this moment, it suddenly felt the power of the curse arriving again, causing the heavenly lightning lightning to change. The white lightning turned into purple lightning, and the heavenly tribulation upgraded. Damn power of the curse. Green Python Great Sage resisted the continuous upgrading of the purple lightning. If it were anyone else, they would have been blown to ashes long ago. With the ultimate strike of the heavenly lightning, Green Python Great Sage was blasted to the bottom of the lake. A golden bone staff soared out. Green Python Great Sage grabbed the bone staff and held it over its head. This magic weapon absorbed the tens of thousands of pounds of lightning for it, making Green Python Great Sage's difficulty in tribulation crossing much smaller. This king will use the power of the magic weapon and heavenly tribulation to deduce today and see which little rat is causing mischief. Green Python Great Sage activated its technique to deduce the heavens doubt, using the power of the bone staff magic weapon to trace the source of the curse. However, in the end, the deduction technique could not withstand the power of the curse. A violent explosion occurred in the air, rebounding and causing Green Python Great Sage to spit out a mouthful of blood. Damn little rat, why can't I deduce it? After I tribulation cross in advance, I will definitely pull you out. Green Python Great Sage, relying on the bone staff, continued to resist the purple lightning thunder tribulation. Spiritual power and the tens of thousands of pounds of lightning crazily collided, stirring up enormous waves on the lake surface. Then, Green Python Great Sage was heard chanting, thunder tribulation, break. The last world-destroying power completely enveloped Green Python Great Sage. When the dust settled, Green Python Great Sage's figure appeared again. It had finally successfully tribulation crossed and officially stepped into the tribulation crossing realm. Terrible demon energy rampaged between heaven and earth, shaking the mountains and the earth. The little eagle demon quickly spread the good news throughout the demon army. From now on, this king is the true demon saint. You little rats of the human world, I will make you taste the most painful torment. Orders were sent to the demon kings in all directions to begin a full-scale attack on the human race, disregarding casualties. In the next 10 years, the demon army quickly swept across the various states. Unstoppable, the human cultivators were routed, and the common people became food for the demon race. In this situation, a golden light flashed by. An overbearing aura instantly swept 100 miles in all directions, causing all the heaven-earth grass on ascetic immortal mountain to tremble. It seems that Master has advanced again. In these 6 years, Hanju and his disciples each cultivated on their own. Sun Chanen began to miss his disciple Morongchi again and planned to go down the mountain to visit him. Don't go, he's not in the sect right now. Sun Chanen turned his head and saw that Hanju had come out of seclusion. In 6 years' time, Hanju had broken through to the 8th layer of the Union realm. If you go down the mountain now, you will definitely be eaten by demons. I have deduced that Morongchi is fine now. With his extraordinary luck, he will definitely turn danger into safety when encountering matters. In fact, Hanju had already checked the friend circle. The outside world had already fallen into complete chaos. Sun Chanen had no choice but to give up. He turned to look at Chick. At this time, Chick also woke up from his dream. Wait, Master, Doggy has been out for so long and hasn't come back. Could it be dead outside? Don't worry, it's not dead yet, but it gets beaten up every day. Master, I think that Green Python Great Sage will definitely attack sooner or later. Why don't we take the heavenly materials and earthly treasures of Jade Pure Sect and run away first? Hanju raised his eyebrows and said, could it be that the Green Python Great Sage has come to kill us? Li Qingzi said breathlessly, not yet, but the ancient origin province is already on the verge of falling. The Green Python Great Sage's demon army has exceeded 1 million in the surrounding western abyss province, and only because province are all in a bitter battle. I'm afraid it won't be long before they reach our Great Swallow. According to the reports from the disciples of the Morning Sun division, that Green Python Great Sage has already broken through to the tribulation crossing realm, and not only that, there are already over 100 demon kings under his command who have reached the Union realm and Fusion Void realm. This time, can you still just say it directly if you want to exhaust me to death? Before Li Qingzi could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Hanju. After all, with so many demon kings on the enemy side, he himself felt unsure. Hanju suddenly reacted, why aren't the human cultivation world joining hands? What about the promised shared destiny of humanity? Li Qingzi expressed helplessly, currently, none of the 9 dynasties in the 10 provinces have a great cultivator at the tribulation crossing realm, so no one has been able to take the lead, not even one. The human race is really weak. 2 years ago, there was a rumor that a great cultivator at the tribulation crossing realm appeared in the ancient origin province, but as soon as he showed his face, he was beaten half to death by the Green Python Great Sage. Now all the provinces are trembling in fear, and many sects have been forced to migrate. The Green Python Great Sage is indeed the strongest in the history of the demon race. In terms of both strength and physical defense, the demon race is inherently stronger than the human race, and their abilities at the same level are far superior to human cultivators. For so many years, the human race has been able to suppress the demon race by relying on their numerical advantage. With the emergence of a tribulation crossing realm demon sage, it means that the human race's human C tactic is no longer useful. Based on the current situation, only a Mayana realm powerhouse can suppress the Green Python Great Sage. Elder Han, I don't know if you have the confidence this time. If not, let's prepare to flee overseas early. Our Jade Pure Sect. No need. These words from Hanju shocked everyone present. Let all the disciples who are out come back. This time, there's no need to flee. Holy shit, you mean you can deal with it? Chick and Sun Chanen thought their master had a plan, but Li Qingzi thought Hanju was joking. We should hurry and seek refuge with the ancestor. He's been beaten up a lot lately too. Seek refuge with him? Hanju asked. Often? How does Elder Han know that the ancestor is often beaten? I can deduce it. Besides, can we avoid the Green Python Great Sage's demon army along the way? Just then, the long lost system message came again. You have the following choices. 1. Agree with the sect leader and flee with the Jade Pure Sect, and you can obtain a spiritual treasure. 2. Refuse the sect leader and choose to stay and wait for the Green Python Great Sage, and you can obtain a Heaven's Tao Spirit Stone. Li Qingzi pondered for a long time. Indeed, there is no way to avoid the demon army. All the forces surrounding Great Swallow are fighting bitterly with the demon army. No matter where we go, we will encounter demons. Even if they don't belong to the Green Python Great Sage, they will also turn against us and attack us. Now there's basically no place that is peaceful. Chick and Sun Chanen also shook their heads. Anyway, we will encounter the demon army wherever we go, so we might as well stay and fight. Call all the disciples to stay in the sect and not go out. Those who are still outside must rush back to the sect as soon as possible. I don't want to go out and save people everywhere when the Green Python's army is at our doorstep. Li Qingzi thought to himself, could it be that Elder Han really has the confidence? After all, he never fights an unprepared battle. Okay, I will go and give orders according to your instructions. Now we just need to wait here. When the time comes, we will first kill the invading Green Python Great Sage, and the remaining demon kings will naturally be scared out of their wits. Hanju didn't care about the fate of other sects in the cultivation world. As long as the Jade Pure Sect still exists, what does it matter if the world is destroyed? Hanju didn't want to be a savior. Besides, the Green Python Great Sage couldn't possibly slaughter the entire human race. Hanju had encountered more than one Mayana realm cultivator. At this time, the system reward arrived. You refused the sect leader and chose to stay. You obtained a Heaven's Tao Spirit Stone. With the name of Heaven's Tao, it must not be an ordinary object. Indeed, what an exquisite brick. Seeing their master take out a brick out of thin air, Chick and Sun Chanen were puzzled. Could it be that master wants to use a brick to deal with the Green Python Great Sage? The Heaven's Tao Spirit Stone contains the power of Heaven's Tao. When integrated with a magic weapon, it can upgrade the magic weapon by 1 grade. Being able to upgrade the grade of magic weapons, this thing is really awesome. Which one should I integrate it with? The previous curse on the Green Python Great Sage seemed to have no effect. Even if it is upgraded by 1 realm, it's not realistic to curse it to death. Not to mention the power. I can't even figure out whether there is a delay in the curse now. He could arrive at the doorstep of the Jade Pure Sect at any time. It's better to increase the lethality first. It would be best if it could instantly kill him after the enhancement. No more gambling. Primordial Judgment Sword. Integrate. However, the system actually sent out an alarm prompt. The Primordial Judgment Sword cannot be upgraded by the Heaven's Tao Spirit Stone. Please choose another magic weapon. What? It can't be enhanced by the power of Heaven's Tao. Just now, Hanju couldn't detect the Spirit Stone with his spiritual sense, most likely due to the effect of Heaven's Tao power. Anything that touches Heaven's Tao is extraordinary. The Primordial Judgment Sword was his innate magic weapon. Although it couldn't exert power beyond his current realm, its upper limit was still unknown. From this, Hanju inferred that the Primordial should be higher than Heaven's Tao. Let's keep the Heaven's Tao Spirit Stone for now. Seeing Hanju rummaging around and finally throwing away the brick, Chick and Sun Chanen said, Master finally understands that a brick can't solve the problem. Hanju planned to contemplate the way of the sword again. I wonder if that person is still waiting in the way of the sword river. After Hanju's spiritual sense entered the way of the sword river, the sky of the 10 provinces continent once again showed anomalies. Purple light covered the sky and sun, and even the earth was dyed purple. Everyone knew that someone had comprehended the ancient way of the sword again. Hanju's consciousness had already entered the way of the sword river, and he didn't know how many steps he could take today. Just as he was about to take a step, a figure suddenly appeared. Why is it you again? The figure said furiously. Hanju was even more speechless. This guy has a problem, guarding here day and night. Hanju suppressed his anger and said humbly, Senior, I have encountered a life and death enemy. Can you let me take one more step? Just one step. The figure said impatiently. You have already comprehended the Tai divine ability and sword intent. Who in the mortal world can you not defeat? Unless there is a large gap in realm between you and your opponent, right? Hanju inhaled and said, Junior indeed encountered an enemy whose realm far exceeds mine. I originally wanted to visit Senior after ascending and thank Senior for the previous reminder. Now it seems I may die on the path of cultivation. What a pity. The figure fell silent. After a while, the figure slowly said, Then you may go ahead. This is your choice. Don't blame me for not warning you of the consequences. With that, he stepped aside. Hanju's consciousness followed and advanced. At this point, he could only fight with his back against the wall. He wanted to see if he could comprehend comprehend the three pure worlds extermination to be stronger. The further he walked, the stronger he could become. Taking a step forward, Hanju suddenly felt the terrifying pressure, as if carrying hundreds of chicks on his back, almost making him gasp for breath. Is this the power beyond Tai? Hanju gritted his teeth and persisted. I must not stop here. 2 steps. The figure remained silent, watching Hanju move forward in pain. Hanju was in so much pain that his consciousness became blurred, and he barely took 3 steps. No wonder Senior didn't let me advance last time. Just 1 step and my soul body is on the verge of collapse. As soon as he finished speaking, a hand stretched out from the front and gently pushed on his chest. Immediately, he felt the world spinning, and his consciousness fell from the way of the sword river. Young one, if there's a next time, I will not save you again. The figure's cold snort entered Hanju's ears. You have such comprehension before reaching the tribulation crossing realm, which is truly rare. I look forward to your future achievements. Go back. Chick and Sun Chanen saw that Hanju had been motionless for a while. Could it be that Master doesn't have the confidence? Before the words fell, a violent explosion suddenly occurred, and a beam of light shot straight into the sky. Even the heaven, earth, grass, and the cave felt the anomaly. In an instant, a terrifying aura permeated the ascetic immortal mountain. Hanju's consciousness followed and returned to his physical body. He quickly circulated his energy to stabilize his primordial spirit. After returning from the way of the sword river, Hanju immediately started a simulated trial and fought against Qianzhishir. Just by walking 3 more steps forward, Hanju felt that the 3 pure worlds extermination had been significantly enhanced. Hanju waved his sword, and millions of sword shadows converged and pointed at Qianzhishir. Before the simulated opponent could react, she was directly annihilated along with his soul. At this time, the system also sent a prompt. Simulated battle ended. Time taken 2 seconds. Hanju smiled with satisfaction. It's also an instant kill, but this time it's obviously faster and more thorough. He had more confidence in instantly killing the green python great sage. Although he had confidence, Hanju still didn't dare to be careless. He took out the book of misfortune and continued to curse the green python great sage. At this time, in the woods not far from the jade pure set, a man covered in wounds fled into the territory of Great Swallow through a teleportation formation. This person was none other than Yang Tiandong, but Doggy couldn't escape back with him. I couldn't bring back Doggy. How am I going to explain it to Master? At this moment, a black mist appeared behind Yang Tiandong. Why don't you keep running? Ever since successfully crossing the tribulation, the black mist incarnation of the green python great sage had been following Yang Tiandong, and he couldn't shake it off no matter where he ran. No matter where you run, this sage will catch you. At that time, I will skin you and pull out your tendons, slice you into sashimi piece by piece. I will let you know what it means to be in utter despair in the human world. With that, the black mist dissipated. Yang Tiandong observed the surroundings and finally felt a sense of familiarity. Should I return to the jade pure sect or not? Yang Tiandong wasn't worried about himself, but he was afraid of implicating Hanju. In these years, he had been in a state of serious injury, and it was useless no matter where he fled. Initially, he formed an alliance with more than 300 demon kings, imagining that they could work together to deal with the green python great sage. Who knew that in the end, he still implicated many demon kings, who were all killed by the green python great sage one by one, and he himself didn't know whether it was the blessing of luck, but he was able to escape the pursuit and killing every time. Looking back on his years of efforts, Yang Tiandong felt like it was a joke. All the demon kings from various places had died. If I go back to the jade pure sect now, will it bring disaster to Master and the others? Forget it. I can't bring disaster to Master. This is the only thing I can do for Master. I have no face to face the elders. Just as Yang Tiandong was about to turn around and leave, a familiar voice came. You've already reached the doorstep of home, and you're still not coming back. Yang Tiandong was stunned. It was Master. Do you still want to go out and fool around? Could it be that you really want to be a son to the green python great sage? Yang Tiandong suddenly wanted to cry. He knelt down with a thud. Master, your disciple knows his mistake. Yang Tiandong knew that Master still cared about him, but back then he cried and shouted, wanting to go out and make a name for himself. At that time, Hanju told him not to go out, but he refused to listen. Now, it's great. He only thought of coming back when he was on the verge of death. Your disciple shouldn't have disobeyed your words back then. The outside world is too terrifying. Stop crying. Go down the mountain and kowtow for 5 years, shouting 1,000 times a day that you were wrong. This scene was seen by the bird demons who had pursued him. The stone tablet says Great Swallow Jade Pure Set. Hurry back and tell his holiness. At this moment, a flash of golden light was seen on the ascetic immortal mountain, and a sword energy pierced through the 2 bird demons, reducing them to pulp. Entering the territory of the Jade Pure Set, Hanju naturally received a system prompt. I didn't expect the 2 little demons who came to deliver the message to be at the nascent soul realm. Being able to fly here means that the green python's army is not far from here. It's time to make some preparations for the great battle. In the following period of time, the Jade Pure Sect was a scene of busyness, but Hanju was still cultivating as usual and being leisurely. The disciples of the Jade Pure Sect returned to the sect one after another, and Morongchi also came back. After fishing and catching shrimp every day, Chick and Sun Chanen would come and take a look at Yang Tiandong, who was kneeling at the foot of the mountain. Morongchi had never seen Yang Tiandong before, so he also came over to join in the fun. He saw someone kowtowing and chanting your disciple knows his mistake over and over again at the foot of the ascetic immortal mountain. Morongchi asked Sun Chanen, Master, what mistake did this junior brother make to be punished by Master to kneel here? Sun Chanen hurriedly covered his mouth. Don't talk nonsense. He's your senior uncle. What? Senior uncle? But why is he only at the nascent soul stage? Chick also looked at him with disdain. It seems that Doggy hanging out with him shouldn't be that strong either. Long time no see. How does it feel to mix outside? Have you ever encountered my doggy? Fat Chicken deliberately asked, just wanting to see Yang Tiandong make a fool of himself. Yang Tiandong almost couldn't recognize Chick. This heavy aura and physique. Chick, is that you? How did you become so fat with your cultivation? You still dare to speak disrespectfully. Go feed the fish for Chicken Lord. During the day, Yang Tiandong would kneel and kowtow to admit his mistake, and at night he would eat, drink, and have fun with Chick and Sun Chanen. Yang Tiandong was very shocked by the cultivation of Sun Chanen and Morongchi. Even his master's grand disciple was about to break through to the nascent soul realm. Yang Tiandong asked doubtfully, you guys reached this realm just by ascetic cultivation under master's guidance, without ever tempering yourselves outside? Sun Chanen said that the spiritual power here far surpassed the outside world, so there was no need to go out and take risks. Yang Tiandong became hysterical. What's the point of tempering outside all these years? As the eldest senior brother, I dragged everyone down. My strength didn't improve, but I recognized quite a few fathers. I, Yang Tiandong, am simply a disgrace to the sect. However, going out to temper myself was not entirely fruitless. Doggy is now at the spirit transformation realm. Chick, oh Chick, when it comes back, it will definitely challenge you. Chick didn't bother with him and just let out a contemptuous oh. Yang Tiandong continued to babble. We're from the same set, so Doggy will definitely hold back when sparring. Morongchi felt very awkward. He transmitted his voice to Sun Chanen. Master, should we tell him about Chicken Lord's cultivation? Sun Chanen said, forget it. Let him be happy. Don't let his Dao heart be damaged. Hanju listened to their conversation on the mountain and learned that chaotic heavenly dog was only at the spirit transformation stage. He couldn't help but feel speechless. You guys are really daring. A nascent soul and a spirit transformation conspiring to assassinate the green python great sage. No wonder the green python great sage is so angry. Being rebelled against by ants is simply a great humiliation. Just then, Li Qingzi came to visit in a hurry, saying anxiously, Elder Han, this is bad. Green python great sage has already brought the demon army to kill into Great Swallow. According to the disciple's report, his target is your disciple Yang Tiandong. Li Qingzi recommended Yang Tiandong to Hanju. Yang Tiandong had even helped Jade Pure Sect establish ties with Diansu Demon King before, which could be considered a great merit. So now expelling him was impossible. Doing so would discourage people all over the world. Let him come. Have all the disciples returned? Hanju asked indifferently. Li Qingzi assured Hanju, those below nascent soul have all hidden inside. The secret hall has been sealed. I've had people destroy the other teleportation entrances. From now on, it can only be entered from Jade Pure Sect. Li Qingzi cautiously asked, so we're just going to wait like this? Hanju paused. To be honest, I'm not fully confident either. Since we've already made the worst plans, you should also leave a way out. I'll take a gamble. Li Qingzi asked again, if you really can't beat him, can you retreat safely? Hanju said, I only have 70% confidence. Li Qingzi took out a jade tablet and handed it to Hanju. Using this can quickly teleport to the myriad demon realm. If you really can't beat him, hurry and come. Also, the primordial spirits of our more than 300 elders are all in this tablet. Our lives are in your hands. Hanju told Li Qingzi not to worry. If I really can't beat him, I will take you and run away together. Seeing this, Li Qingzi could only suppress the unease and panic in his heart, bid farewell and leave. In the northern part of Great Swallow, it was icy and snowy. Countless demons gathered on Diansu Demon King's territory. Green Python Great Sage, exuding a terrifying pressure all over his body, looked down at Diansu Demon King at his feet and laughed hideously. Do you submit or not? Diansu Demon King, who had transformed into human form, looked extremely miserable at this moment. He was covered in blood and had no intact skin, but he still stubbornly said he wouldn't submit. What Great Sage? You're just a fart. Green Python Great Sage took out a bone staff and pointed it at Diansu Demon King's head. Since you're so stubborn, say your last words. Don't implicate my family. I only hope you treat my 3 beautiful wives well, love them and dote on them. Forget it. Who wants a rotten thing? Saying that, Green Python Great Sage raised the bone staff and was about to smash down. With a loud bang, Green Python Great Sage actually struck askew. Green Python Great Sage was seen frowning, holding his waist. His whole body was uncomfortable and he became irritable. Damn little rat is cursing this sage again. Hearing this, Diansu Demon King couldn't help but think of his own experience. It seems this guy is also targeted by an immortal. Then I'll bow my head first. Anyway, he won't live long. Tiansu Demon King hurriedly cupped his hands and softened. I am willing to submit to you. Green Python Great Sage snorted coldly and gestured for his subordinates to release Tiansu Demon King's men. Green Python Great Sage waved his right hand, and flying snow gathered, condensing into a mirror. The mirror reflected a human face. This sage asks you, you recognize this half-human, half-demon? Tiansu Demon King couldn't help but be startled. Isn't this my adopted son Yang Tiandong? Could it be that he offended you? Green Python Great Sage's snake eyes instantly turned cold. With a boom, Green Python Great Sage smashed Tiansu Demon King's head with one strike of his staff. Blood splattered everywhere, scaring all the demons to shudder. Green Python Great Sage laughed coldly. Another adopted son. What a good adopted son. Tiansu Demon King's primordial spirit floated out from his body and cried out in horror. Green Python Great Sage, what do you want to do? I have already agreed to submit. Yang Tiandong offending you was not something I assigned. He also took this sage as his adopted father and organized demon kings to rebel. This sage doesn't destroy your primordial spirit. From now on, you will have no more ties with Yang Tiandong. When this sage captures Yang Tiandong, if you dare say a word, this sage will definitely make it impossible for you to reincarnate. Green Python Great Sage said with a hideous face and a cold voice. All demon kings listen to orders. Now go kill Jade Pure Sap. Leave no one alive. In front of the stone tablet at the foot of ascetic immoral mountain, Yang Tiandong was still kowtowing with a bang. The sound of thunder suddenly woke up the dazed Yang Tiandong. He looked up and saw rolling dark clouds sweeping in. That was the dark clouds brought by demonic energy. The demonic energy at the end of the world devoured the mountains and rivers like an abyss coming, shocking to the core. This sage thought you would run somewhere else. I didn't expect you to run to such a small sect to hide. Today, this sage will lead all the people here and see where else you can run. It's him. Green Python Great Sage is here. Green Python Great Sage's demon army finally killed into Jade Pure Sect's territory. The protective sect formations of the various peaks of Jade Pure Sect were immediately activated. Before the demon army arrived, the demonic energy came first. Like waves, it surged from all directions, as if it would drown Jade Pure Sect. Li Qingzi asked Xiao Yao and Lu Bumi, can you be a match for Green Python Great Sage? Sect leaderly, you really think too highly of us. What did God-slaying elder say? Li Qingzi was sweating profusely on his forehead. God-slaying elder said to wait a little longer. At this time, Yang Tiandong was rushing up the mountain. Master, Green Python Great Sage is here. We should quickly escape. Don't panic. You stay with Chick and the others. Later, teleport to the myriad demon realm. The Jade tablet will be kept by Moral Chi. It must not be lost. Heaven Earth Grass cried out, Master, don't abandon me. Hanju actually showed a smile in this situation. Don't worry, nothing will happen. Wait a little longer. Hanju looked into the distance. Yang Tiandong looked at Hanju in disbelief. Could it be that Master had become so powerful that he no longer feared Green Python Great Sage? He understood Hanju. If he wasn't 100% confident, he definitely wouldn't be so calm. Little did he know, Hanju was desperately using the simulation trial to detect within Jade Pure Sect's territory. However, Green Python Great Sage was not detected within 100 miles. At this time, inside the rolling demonic clouds were countless hideous demons, each more ferocious than the last. They looked at Jade Pure Sect with eyes as if staring at an amusement park filled with food. Even under the constant attacks of the protective sect formation, large batches of demon soldiers were continuously killed, but the subsequent demon soldiers still poured in like a flood. Li Qingzi led the elders to tenaciously resist, determined to persevere until the last moment. You trying to stop a chariot. Suddenly, a voice that sounded like a heavenly god resounded throughout Jade Pure Sect. Everyone was shocked. It was Green Python Great Sage's voice. Then, a huge mass of spiritual energy directly appeared inside the protective sect formation, instantly shattering it and injuring all the elders and disciples maintaining the formation. Even Sichuan Fairy showed a look of despair at this moment. Our front line is actually so fragile. I'm afraid we can't leave. Although the primordial spirits are all with Hanju and still have a chance to be resurrected, the prerequisite is that Hanju can escape this catastrophe. A group of ants. The strongest is only 9th layer of fusion void realm. What a joke. The bastard is not at the front line. Let this sage see where he's hiding. Green Python Great Sage used his spiritual sense to skin Jade Pure Sect, searching for the hiding place of that rebel son Yang Tiandong. Green Python Great Sage laughed coldly. Found you. This time, where else can you run? Hoping this little sect can save you. Yang Tiandong was dumbfounded, as if waiting for his final fate. Hanju took out the primordial judgment sword and pointed in the direction where Green Python Great Sage's spiritual sense was coming from. You all back off. The system didn't detect him, but his spiritual sense discovered us. Tribulation crossing realm is indeed stronger than expected. The direction of the spiritual sense has been locked. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Hanju was weighing when to make his